Well, we have a pretty cool one here today, so I'm looking forward to getting started. Hello and welcome to the Alpha Software Demo and Q&A webcast. I'm Dave McCormack, VP of Product Management here at Alpha Software. And today we are going to be talking about OCR, Optical Character Recognition. Before I kick off my little presentation, and it is a little presentation, it's not going to take long today. Just want to do a quick AV check. So if you could just let me know whether or not you could see a screen that says optical character recognition, just type that into the questions box or the chat windows or the chat window, and I will be able to know that we are all set. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, so optical character recognition, most of you know what that is. It's the ability to be able to take a picture of text and then have an algorithm look at that picture and determine what the actual characters are and reassemble them and put them into something like a text field or convert them into electronic data. And it can be used for a whole bunch of different things. Here are a few examples. Like maybe you want to scan a picture of an identification card. Some ID cards, in fact, have PDF 417 barcodes on the back that you can scan, and that contains a lot of information. But if you've got an ID that just has text, you can absolutely just take a picture of it and have it read the text right off it. Likewise, for a license plate, very common use for character recognition. And you could do more official documents. Here I've got a certificate of registration. So these are my 3 examples. We have 3 or 4 examples I am going to show you today because we have a brand new plugin for Alpha Anywhere. We have created it in-house. We are maintaining it, and it is ready for you guys to use. It will also be built into Alpha Launch very shortly. So if you're using Alpha Launch as the way of distributing your applications, those plugins will be included. So I'm really happy to bring that up. A lot of the work has been done by Chris Martin, our VP of Automation, and let's go take a look and see what he's done. In fact, yesterday I had a interview with Chris, and we took a look at the work that he did, and from that, I assembled a short video which shows you how it's used, basically the whole 9 yards. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you can't see the video, I'm going to see if I can actually, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to just pause the screen. I'm going to go into Vidyard because I know every once in a while you can't see the video. And so I'm going to give you an alternate link. So let me just grab that for you real quick. Okay, sorry, that one I should have had prepared ahead of time. Bad Dave. All right, let's, okay. Oops, where did that video go? Give me one moment. Copying that. And we're going to share this video. Man, I am sorry about this. This is usually much easier. Okay, how do I do the share? You know what? Never mind. This is going to be like a 5-minute video. If you can't see it, I will post the link at the end. I apologize for that. It's just the link is not immediately coming to mind. So hold on a moment and we will show the video. A quick look at an application running in Alpha Launch that uses OCR to scan a variety of different documents. This is a pretty simple application. It just has a scan button and a surprisingly large exit button, as well as a field here at the bottom. We'll start with the ID card. First, you take the photo, and then you crop it so that you only see the text or the part of the image that you want the OCR to pay attention to. When that's done, you just hit the button, and sure enough, it came out perfectly. Let's try a harder one, though. Let's try one like a certificate of registration. This, of course, is just a mock-up. Wow, that came out pretty much perfectly. Okay, the second to last one, let's take a look at this packing list. And you'll see here OCR, it did a good job in terms of recognizing the characters, but it didn't know exactly where the text should be placed. So you don't really have an idea as to, which quantities are going with which products here. So in that case, what you would probably want to do is write something that would parse that out, or maybe make a call to some sort of AI backend that could automate that job for you. And the last one is a very common example, which would be simply a license plate. So not surprisingly, it does license plates very well. All right, cool. So if you want to add this kind of functionality into your own applications, you're going to need our plugins. They will be built into Alpha Launch very soon. But in the meantime, if you didn't want to use Alpha Launch, you wanted to, say, go on your own, or you wanted to use Alpha Launch, but you wanted to use the version that you currently have that doesn't have the plugins, not to worry. So these plugins are new, and here's one that was created by us here in-house by Chris Martin for OCR. You will find it over here on GitHub. And if you want to, and let's take a look at what that consists of. So here is the Android version. And here is the iOS version. Fortunately, you don't have to really worry about any of this code. We handle that for you. So let's take a look in Alpha Anywhere to show you how you could load those plugins and how you could build a UX that then uses the plugins. So here we are in our Cordova dialog where we were taking a look at various settings, various plugins that you'd use. And you'll notice down here at the bottom, you'll see one called Alpha OCR. There's also one called Crop, and there's one for File Path, and you can ignore the one NFC here at the bottom. So, but these three are ones that you're going to need to include. I believe File Path is already included in Alpha Launch, but you want to make sure that these are included. So let me show you how you get to those. You can manage your plugins down here where it says Manage Plugins. And then for each of the plugins, here's how you set it up. In the case of Alpha OCR, you'll see this right here is the URL that you want to point it to, and it is coming from a Git source in this case. For the crop, which lets you crop the photo before it is fed into the OCR, that is also coming from Git, and the address is shown here on the screen. And then lastly, the one for file path is coming from npm, and there is the name for npm for you to pull that down. So with those plugins loaded, let's go take a look at the actual UX that was used to create this application. So you'll see that in the UX, we'll just open this up, there is a button called Scan Image, and all of the JavaScript for it is actually right here behind this button. And we will make this available to you. If you scroll down, you'll see this is where it does things like cropping and so on. This is where it formats the final result. And then finally, this is where we have our set value, which is the JavaScript that goes and sets the value of our OCR text field. So if you have this as your sample, you probably want to, unless you have a field called OCR text, you'll want to modify this part of the script to point to whatever you called your field. But basically, other than that, that script is ready to go, so it's ready to use in your application. We hope you find this new functionality to be useful in your applications. And if you have any questions, of course, always contact us here, guides, GUIDES at alphasoftware.com. Thanks. All right, and we are back. Hopefully you enjoyed that little video there. If anyone would like that script, that UX component ahead of time, hit us up. Send an email to guides, GUIDES @alphasoftware.com. I suspect we're also going to put it up on GitHub as well. So I wanted to show this to you because it's still kind of early stages. We're thinking about taking this plugin and adding some action JavaScript behind it. So it would let you do things like, I don't know, save a copy of the image as well as the OCR and have it put it in different fields. Or if you remember in the case of the packing list example where the text came out sort of a random order, you might want to have some sort of event that fires, that parses that data and puts it into the appropriate fields, maybe also with the help of action JavaScript. But I wanted, again, I'd love to show these things to you guys early because you guys tend to be our more hardcore users. And I was wondering if you guys had any suggestions. I see some people, first of all, can you see of this being used in some projects? Some people said yes, but here, just let me know in the questions window if you can think of any suggestions. Also, I'm here to take questions if you've got any. I'll give you guys a minute to think. Is there any error? This is a great one. Is there any error feedback if the image is not readable, such as please zoom the image or the text is too small or something like that? You've probably seen something like that maybe if you've done banking on your phone where you need to hold up and take a picture of your check and it's reading the numbers at the bottom and it can't quite lock in. Our current plugin isn't that smart. It will just do its best with whatever image it feeds to you. So I guess a one thing to do would be just to make sure that the user sees what's been captured just as a sanity check and say, I don't think that's quite right. I think there is a little bit of error stuff that comes back, but it isn't very robust at this point. Okay. That's all I see. Someone said, someone says, I have a question sent to guides, I think Monday or Tuesday morning. Oh, I should take a look at that. I'm sure it's there. I'm sorry I didn't get to it today, but I will take a look at that for you. And I can also answer you directly. Again, guides @alphasoftware.com is a great way to reach us. Someone said, oh yeah, this could definitely be used for like non-text PDF files. Yeah, that's exactly right. You could absolutely do that if it was all in text. Cool. Well, if you guys can think of ways that you would like to add this in, we have a bunch of ideas, and you have any suggestions for us, now would be an excellent time to send those in to us via email, and we will take those in mind as we make this interface low code and easier to use. So that about wraps up what I was going to talk about today. I know it's a very short webinar, but I hope you guys found it enjoyable and hope you get to use OCR and interweave it into your own projects. Until then, I will talk to you next Wednesday. Take care and stay well. Thanks so much for showing up. Bye-bye.